Hi guys, it's Self-Care Thursday. And we are in the Let's Talk About It segment. And today's topic is wife life. How is it? So you guys stick around and see what I have to say about this. So if you're new here, hi, how are you? Are your edges flourishing? Mine are flourishing, they're not done, but they're flourishing. So if you are new here, I am married. I have been for 3 years, and I have 2 little girls, Jaren and Justin. So just to give you guys some background before I start telling the story. So, wife life. It is not for the faint at heart. Start there. It is my second full-time job, because I had a full-time job when I got married, so it's my second full-time job, so that makes 3 full-time jobs I'm working, and I'm only being paid by one of them. Anyway, it's my high horse. But honestly, like, being a wife is nothing like what I expected, simply because I didn't have any expectations. Well, I didn't have any expectations about it, because I didn't think like marriage was gonna be like a thing for me. Like growing up, being a wife wasn't like my fairy tale like most girls. Like I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna be the rich auntie traveling. My siblings' kids, they're gonna be like, oh, I wanna go with my auntie. I'm like, yes, let's go, y'all. How you doing? So, you know, like I watched my mom as a kid, and I think she was a bomb wife, but she did too much. Like all cooking every day, cleaning every day. So I was like, but so I guess I should say I had basic expectations about being a wife. Like I was like not sinning anymore. And I'm like, you know what? This is like your best friend in the world. Like it's just y'all two. Like y'all gotta do it with nobody else ever. And that wasn't true, because like we can't stay at home forever. So not to say that it wasn't exciting to get married. I was very excited. And then 3 weeks after my wedding, I found out I was pregnant with Jaren. So that was great. So here I am, just got married, supposed to be figuring that out, and now I gotta be a mom in 9 months. So that was joy. But you know, like while I was pregnant, like outside of, you know, the regular limitations, like getting bigger, having to move slower, changing diet, all that stuff, like there wasn't any real change in how I, you know, live my life. Like I still went where I wanted to go. I did what I wanted to do. We went where we wanted to go. We kept whatever hours we wanted to keep, because why not? So, you know, once Jaren got here, we were like, oh my gosh, it's a baby. It's ours. And then, you know, postpartum kicked in, because that's a real thing that people don't acknowledge. Like it's real. So yeah, postpartum kicked in, and then all I could do or think to do was be Jaren's mom. Like I was like extremely protective. That's how it manifested for me. Like I didn't want to go anywhere. I just wanted to, you know, be with my baby. So I kind of neglected him, because I was just like so enthralled, and I didn't accept that it was postpartum, because like you hear the horror stories and it's like postpartum, you gotta take medication, all this. And I had talked to my doctor, and they were like, oh no, like that's normal, like no big deal. So I didn't really accept that I had it until like life kind of hit me in the face about it. And then I was like, all right, sis, it's a problem. But at that point, like we had kind of, you know, disconnected. So we did separate, and we did, you know, consider divorce. I think we were separated for like 6 months-ish. So, but, yeah, so then after that, we decided to, you know, work it out, and I had to decide that I needed to figure out balance, like, for myself. Like, I couldn't just be Jaren's mom, and I couldn't just be Ricky's wife either. So I had to figure out how to be what I'm supposed to be for both of them, and I'm still working on that balance because, you know, Justin is obviously here, so now there's 2 of them. But it's a journey. And, you know, they're both wild jackrabbits. Wild. So I had to figure out, you know, how do I, you know, not perfect both things, but perfect both things. And I'm still working on wife first, mom second, based on, you know, the biblical model. Because them is my baby. But yeah, being a wife and a mother almost simultaneously is not a journey that I would suggest for anyone. I mean, if that's what you want to do, it's work either way. So I'm not gonna discourage anybody from doing it. But it is definitely, because being a wife is an identity that you have to understand and gather and grow in, and to have to grow in that identity and being your children's mom and growing in being the best mom and the best steward of the children that God has given you, it's like, it's a different. So I'm at the intentional point, because everything you do as a wife has to be intentional, which I learned. I'm at the intentional point where I'm like learning everything that there is to learn about my husband. And people think like you're supposed to know all that stuff before you get married, and that's not true, because you've never lived with that person, and as time goes on, people change and attitudes change and how they do things change. So I'm learning everything that there is to know. I already figured out how to piss him off. But I'm learning everything there is to know, and learning how to identify those life transitions, because like I said, everybody changes over time all throughout their life. So identifying those transitions and learning as much as I can learn about the space that he's in right now as well. Another big thing that I have learned recently. Jaren's great. Another big thing that I've learned recently is that, like, compromise goes both ways. Like, it doesn't, I always thought, like, when you compromise with someone, like, it's for the benefit of them, like, it doesn't work for you in any way. I am slowly learning that it benefits both parties, or it can. I shouldn't say that it benefits both parties off the rip, but it can benefit both parties, simply because it's a partnership. You're supposed to go back and forth. So for example, like, if he asked me to do something and doing it outright is just not an option for me, but I understand that it's something that's important, well then, in compromising, I need you to help me do this to make sure that what you need done is accomplished. And when you word it like that, it works out for everyone. For me was a big thing, because I don't like to ask for help. I've never liked to ask for help. Like, even as a kid, like, I always wanted to figure things out for myself. So in marriage, understanding that I have somebody like covering me and that's there to assist has been like a big thing. So like with the girls, I just be like, okay, let me figure out how to do it myself without having to involve him. And then that results in me being overwhelmed. And then me being overwhelmed is not a happy thing for anyone. So I'm learning that in compromising to meet his needs, my needs are also being met, so then everybody's happy. And you would think, like, for an educated person that would make sense off the rip. But yeah, you know, that's where I am with this wife life. That's what I'm learning. For those who desire to be a wife, it is a great experience. It's wonderful. Just be prepared, because we want to be healthy wives out here. Healthy wives, healthy mothers, healthy women, okay? So be prepared. These are the things that people don't tell you have to happen. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video this week talking about wife life. I hope you guys feel a little closer to me and understand my life a little bit. And hopefully you liked this video. So please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you guys next week.